Pokemon Sun and Moon are arguably some of the best entries in the Pokemon series, and when they were first released, they had a pretty awesome Amazon.com special edition. However, what comes in this awesome special edition? Well, come on, let's find out on today's unboxing video. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stuff We Play, your source for everything weird, adventures, and retro, and if that sounds good to you, why not subscribe? Alright, so let's break into this thing. So let's open it up. I should mention, it's normally taped shut, however, I already broke open the tape. And you open it up, and here's what you get. You get a sealed copy of Pokemon Moon, a sealed copy of Pokemon Sun, and a Steelbook. Now the Steelbook does not have any games in it. However, it does have a place to put 2 cartridges. So you can actually put the games in here. However, seeing as I've had this since launch and I've only broken it open, I haven't actually unsealed the games, I doubt if I ever will. So why don't you comment down below if I should actually unseal these games. Now let's take a closer look at the Steelbook. It's a beautiful Steelbook. I believe that in some regions this pack also came with figures, so maybe that was a completely different special edition altogether. On one side you have the legendary Pokemon of Pokemon Sun, Solgaleo. Another side you have Lunala. Now what I also find interesting is on the inside part they have a place to put a manual, which is kind of funny because I have another copy of Pokemon Moon. I don't think that has a manual in it. And along with that, it has an entire diagram, map, beautifully drawn map of the Alola region. Beautiful. If you haven't played Pokemon Sun and Moon, you really owe it to yourself to play these. By far the most beautiful and original games in the entire Pokemon series. But I gotta say, that's it. And for what they were charging, I believe this was $90 at launch, which is pretty much the price of these 2 games together, plus an additional bit for the Steelbook. It was an alright price. However, I should mention I recently saw this in the clearance game section at Target, and they were selling it for $38. So if you can find it, go for it. However, I'm not sure if you can, and maybe that was one of the things I was traded into Target's used game program. But overall, if you paid full retail for it back in the day, was this worth it? Well, absolutely. You have a now very desired version of these 2 amazing games, and definitely a very beautiful version. I absolutely love this Steelbook. I'll be honest, this doesn't have as much in it as other special editions, and while it's certainly cool, I believe these were the first games in the Pokemon series to come with the Steelbook. However, I would have also liked if they'd come with some figures like previous entries in the series. Most notably, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver came with figures of Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Giratina. However, this is definitely a very beautiful set and very cool. So with that, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you want more great content like that, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.